Hello, welcome back to Downward Dog. My name is Mitzi. I am a doctor working as a GP and currently undertaking my 200-hour yoga teacher training course. Today I'm bringing you another lovely flow video from my sunny garden in Suffolk, and this will be based around sun salutations A and B, and then a little bit of mat work as well at the end before a lovely Savasana relaxation. So if you're ready to begin, grab a mat and let's go. Okay, so sitting at the back of your mat on your knees, if you're able to do so, just going to open the legs a little bit, knees slightly further apart, and we're going to come down into child's pose. So we're going to be active with our arms outstretched in front, shoulders pulling down the back away from the ears. I'm just going to take a few breaths here. Maybe rocking gently side to side, thinking about your intention of your practice today. Okay, and so from here we're going to take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Just taking a few with your own breath, really settling the nervous system and getting ready for our practice. So taking a few more breaths here, really deeply, inhaling nice and slowly, exhaling nice and slowly. Thinking about your intention for today's practice. What are you hoping for? How do you think it will benefit you? What would you like to achieve? Is it to center your mind and body, balance some emotions, or just to get in a bit of movement for your body today? Okay. We're going to come back up to kneeling, and then we're just going to do a bit more breath work. So placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. We're just going to find some deep belly breaths. Again, breathing in and out through your nose. On your inhale, expanding your stomach. On your exhale, feeling your belly button drawing in towards your spine. If you'd like, you can close your eyes here and just feel really connected within yourself. When you do your belly breathing, one of the ways I was taught to think about it is to think about a jellyfish. So when you inhale, the jellyfish is flattening, and when you exhale, the jellyfish is contracting, and that's how the jellyfish moves, and that's what your diaphragm, the muscle underneath your lungs, is doing as well. So if we take a deep breath in and out, feeling your jellyfish move with your breath. Okay, alright. Okay, so now we're going to begin a little bit of a flow. So we're going to start we're going to start here, hands at the heart, inhaling the arms up above the head, gentle back bend. Bringing the hands forward into extended child pose, so we're slightly still up on our knees and coming down here. Inhaling, coming up to tabletop, exhaling, cat pose. And then from here we're just going to push back to our downward facing dog. So if you're like me and you're a bit far on the mat, you might want to move a little bit forward. So in downward facing dog, we're really focusing on pressing through the hands equally, through the fingers, engaging them slightly so that we prevent pressure on our wrists. If you want, you can pedal out the legs a little bit here. The aim is to draw the heels down to the mat. Now, if you don't have the length in your hamstrings, you can soften the knees as much as you can. Your gaze can be looking at your shins, and you really want to think about pushing your shoulders away from your ears, pushing your hands into the mats. This is an active resting pose. If at any point you want to come down to child's pose, you are more than welcome to. From here, we're going to come back down on an inhale, and we're going to open up into our exhaling into our cat, inhaling back into cat. And then from here, exhaling into our extended child's pose before coming back up, gentle back bend, and then back down. that's just a gentle flow, and we're just going to do that again. Okay. Centering yourself, inhaling, arms up, gentle back bend, exhaling down to extended child's pose. From here, inhaling up, cow pose, exhale cat, inhale cow, exhale cat. And then from here, curling under the toes, pushing through the fingers, through the hands, coming up into downward dog, pressing through the feet, and taking a moment here, pedaling out. Take a few breaths here, nice and deeply, in and out through the nose. And when you're ready, bringing your knees down, inhale, exhale, cat, really arching through the back, squeezing all the air out of the lungs. Inhale, expanding the belly again, rocking the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, back into our cat. From here, back into extended child's pose, and then coming all the way up. Gentle back bend, back into our seated rest. Okay, one more before we move on. Inhaling up, gentle back bend, exhaling into our extended child pose. Coming up, inhale cat, exhale cat, inhale cat, exhale cat. Curling under the toes, pushing back into downward facing dog, pedaling out, bending, softening the knees as much as you need, drawing the heels towards the ground. Taking a few breaths here. Okay, coming back down onto your knees. Inhale, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, cat. Really arching through the spine. Inhale, exhale, pushing back into your extended child's pose. Coming up, reaching the arms up, gentle back bend, and then sitting back. Okay, so that was a nice little warm up, and we are going to move into our sun B, similar to the flow that we did in the last video. Okay, so this time we're going to bring ourselves to standing at the front of the mat, closing our eyes, drawing our attention to our feet, pressing through the three corners of the feet, gently engaging the knees, gently softening the knees, engaging the thighs, holding in the lower belly, knees over ankles, hips over knees, drawing the shoulders up and back, lengthening your spine up, maybe lengthening the back of the neck, feeling your spine lengthen and elongate. Okay, gaze is up, chin is gently tucked in, and at this point you can close your eyes. Taking a few breaths here, centering yourself, connecting your feet through the ground, and then on your next inhale, arms up, gentle back bend, exhale, forward fold, inhale halfway, exhaling, planting the hands down. Now we're going to step the right foot back, lowering the knee, uncurling the toe, pushing up. Inhale, exhale, pushing a bit more into your lunge. Inhale up, exhale, hands down, uncurling the toes, stepping back to the front of your mat. Okay, on your next inhale, stepping back, exhale, lower the knees, uncurl the toes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, pushing deeper into your lunge. Inhale here. Exhale. Pushing up, curling under the toes. Exhale, hands down. And coming back to and exhale, hands down. and bringing your right foot back to reach your left foot. So staying in plank here, or as it's our first chaturanga, dropping the knees, weight slightly over the wrists, shoulders slightly over the wrists, bending the elbows, coming down into knees, chest, pushing through into cobra, pushing back into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs, doing what you need to do, maybe gently shaking the head from side to side, releasing the neck, making sure the neck is relaxed. Looking forward, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale halfway, exhale, inhale to stand. Gentle back bend, reaching the arms up overhead, and then standing back down at the front of your mat, back into mountain pose. Maybe gently swaying from side to side. Okay? Back into Tadasana, and on your next exhale, inhaling up. Gentle back bend, exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling, forward fold. Stepping the right foot back, inhale lower, exhale, inhale to rise, exhale sinking through the hips. Take a breath here, inhaling, in your own breath, exhale. Lowering your hands, curling under the toes, bringing that right foot back to the front of the mat. Going to do the same on the other side. So, stepping the left foot back, lowering the knees, uncurling the toes, inhaling, the arms come up, exhale, we're sinking a bit lower into the hips. Inhale, exhale, can you sink any lower? Inhale up, hands down, curling under the left toe, bringing that right foot back into plank. Now you can continue to do knees, chest, chin, or we can do full chaturanga. So tipping slightly forward, bending, keeping the knees off the mat, pushing up into upward facing dog, knees are still lifted, pushing back into downward facing dog. Taking another few breaths here, in and out through the nose. So again, you can paddle through the legs, or you can just rest in stillness. Looking forward, stepping or jumping to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhaling to lower, softening the knees, lengthening the spine, and inhaling, come up to rise. Gentle back bend. Exhaling, hands down by our side. Okay, so again, we'll do one more here. Alright. When you are ready, we are going to inhale up. Gentle back bend. Exhaling forward. Inhaling to rise. Exhale to lowering the hands. Stepping the right foot back. Lowering the knees. Uncurling the toes. We're going to be coming up. And in on the inhale and exhale. Sinking a little bit lower. Another breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Sinking a bit lower. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, exhale, lowering the hands, curling under the right toe, bringing that right foot back to the front of the mat. Stepping the left foot back, lowering the knees, uncurling the toe. Inhale to rise. Exhale, sinking into that lunge. Couple breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Can you sink any lower, making sure that your knee doesn't go over the ankle. Coming up, lowering the hands on the exhale, stepping that right foot back into plank. Your flow, knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Well done. That was a lovely flow. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Okay, when you're ready, looking forward, stepping between the hands. Inhale halfway, exhaling to lower, softening through the knees, lengthening the spine. Come up to rise, gentle back bend, hand to your heart. Okay. Alright, so from here we are going to make our way down back to the mat. And we are going to find that Dandasana pose, so this active seated. From here we are sat on the mat, legs out in front, feet are flexed, really activating the feet. Your calves are engaged, you're gently engaging the thighs, and we are thinking of tucking under the tail, really trying to get that length through our spine. Maybe gently lowering the chin to get that length in the back of the neck. Hands are by our sides and we are pushing in to the mat. So this, although it looks quite simple, if you're doing it with all the instructions, you should be finding it a bit challenging. I know I am. Taking a few deep breaths here, keeping everything engaged. Well done. Keep going. Okay, and relax. Maybe shake out the legs. You could separate the feet a little bit and just flip your legs from side to side like a windscreen wiper. We've been holding a lot of tension there. Okay. Now for the next pose, we're going to be bending our left knee, hugging it into the chest. And then we're going to press the knee out, so it just flops out to the side. Our right foot is flexed and engaged, engaging the muscles in the calf, muscles in the thigh. The base or sole of our left heel is touching the inside of our thigh. Okay, you might need to wiggle your bottom just to make sure that you're sitting comfortably and equally on both sit bones. We're going to do a gentle forward fold here. So again, hands by your side, really imagining that piece of string lengthening up the spine, keeping that leg relaxed out. We are just going to crawl our fingers forward. Really imagine that you're hinging at the hips and nowhere else. We're not curling over the spine, we're keeping that length, keeping the eye level towards the big toes. Taking a few deep breaths here. You can either stay here. If you're here, that's fine. If you're here, wherever you are, just stay there. If you can grab your foot, you can. Keeping that foot flexed, looking at the toes. Few breaths here. You might be feeling that stretch into the hamstring. You shouldn't feel any pulling in that knee. If you are feeling some pulling, you can gently soften the knee a little bit, thinking about getting your belly to your thigh more than anything. Although this is called a head to knee pose, unless you have that lengthening in your hamstrings, you really want to be thinking it more of a belly to thigh, just to keep that length in the spine. Okay, and then drawing yourself back up, lengthening that left leg, maybe just give them both another little shake. Next, we're going to hug in our right knee, let it flop out to the side, sole of the right foot into the left inside of the thigh, engaging that left foot, flexing the foot, engaging the calves, gently engaging the muscles in the thigh as well. We're going to do the same thing again, so hands by our side, really thinking about lengthening up through the crown of that head, that invisible string pulling us up, and then we're just going to slowly bend forward. Like I said before, this might be it. You might be all the way to your foot. But the thing that we want to make sure is that you're hinging at the hips. And we're just going to be staying here for a few breaths again. If you can reach your foot, that's great. If you need a slight bend in the knee, also fine. Just keep focusing on your toes, trying not to hunch over. We want to keep that gaze looking forward. A few more breaths here. In and out through the nose with your own breath. Well done. And then start to walk your way back up. Okay, just shake the legs out here. Okay, so we're going to make our way down to the mat. Maybe you want to draw your knees into the chest, bring your head to your knees, give yourself a little hug, and thank yourself for the practice that you've done today. Stretching out maybe do one last big stretch before we come into our final relaxation pose. Before you get comfortable, you might want to grab socks or a jumper, and just do that now, and then join me here in our final relaxation pose. Come to lie here, legs slightly apart, knees flopped out to the side, hands down by your side, palms up to the sky, rolling your shoulders away from your ears, and just really get into a nice comfortable position. If you've got any discomfort in your lower back, you can always bend the knees like this. But if not, if you're ready, get into your position, and I just want you to go back to that jellyfish breath. Really thinking about your belly expanding and then coming in. So thinking about that jellyfish breath, closing your eyes. Maybe you want to put a hand on your heart and your belly, or you can keep your hands to your side. Feeling on every inhale your stomach expand, and then shrinking into your spine. You can visualize that jellyfish swimming, flattening and contracting to move, and that's what your breath is doing. I'm going to leave you here, just thinking about your breath for the next few minutes. Imagining that jellyfish every time you take a deep breath in, that jellyfish is flattening with your diaphragm, and every time you breathe out, that jellyfish is contracting. Okay, now coming back to your breathing, if you've wondered, your mind has wandered away, taking some deep, energizing breaths here. Maybe start to bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes, maybe gently circling the wrists and the ankles. No rush, in your own time, rolling over to one side, one hand gently under your head as a cushion. And slowly, in your own time, coming up to a comfortable seated position, joining me here. We're going to do a couple more deep breaths. You can keep your eyes closed, drawing your hands down by your side wherever you're sat, inhaling the arms up above the head, exhaling down to your heart. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, circling the arms up, joining at the top into prayer, drawing the hands back down into your chest. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this more gentle flow, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.